Patty, tell us a little bit about who you are and maybe your roles here at the Schvitz. Start there.
So, I've been involved with the Schvitz since 2016.
Okay.
My husband and Patty used to come for men-only days on Wednesdays, Thursdays. And I always ask my husband, like, what's the big deal about the Schvitz?
Yeah.
And he just, he says, like, church is magical. But back in those days, the only time people could come, women could come here, is on Saturdays. And we know about the history and da-da-da. So I said Patty didn't own the Schvitz at the time.
Yeah.
I told Daniel, who was a caretaker, I said, I want to have a women's brunch on Sundays. Yeah. And that's how that all started. And it was, I didn't know what to expect.
Let me brag.
Yeah,
he was like, what are you
doing?
He was like, and Tori was like, no, give me one chance.
Give me one chance. That's kind of like my role here at the Schvitz. Like, let me just prove to you, anyway, like what I can do. Yeah. I mean, it's not. Basically, I do the programming and the Instagram and the social media for the Schvitz. No experience doing this for anyone else, for another business or whatever. But I felt particularly drawn to it because I was here before Patty bought it, and I just really wanted to see this place get renovated. And in 2020, we're in the future right now, it's the building is 90 years old. Or the Schvitz, the business itself is 90 years old.
And the building as it looks today,
yeah.
like the way they converted it to a Schvitz. But Toria did the First Ladies Brunch, which ended up being shockingly successful.
Yeah, it was.
And since then, more and more women have been able to like influence the space and are working in the space, and Toria is the one responsible for all of that.
Well, basically, it's my job to, change the narrative of the space. I mean, at first, late 2017, that was quite a task. It's just like everyone knew it as this, what it was, and my job was just to, okay, I have to switch this around, make people feel welcome, especially women. This was not a typically, let's be honest, safe place for women, and to just put that out there to the public, like this is different, and it's a different sauna.
Do you think, because you started these brunches before Patty purchased it,
right.
And it was still sort of the old guard, and a lot of those things were still happening. What was that experience like, of making it a safe space in the midst of that?
I'm gonna be honest. The people that first came to the first ladies brunch were very brave. I tried to have a lighthearted attitude towards it, like, hey, let's go upstairs and count all the trash that the swingers left. So, okay, don't sit down on that couch in the formerly the TV room.
Yeah, we are in the epicenter.
Oh my gosh. Just for people who obviously, if you haven't been here before the renovations, this room was dark wood paneling. They
had a TV for pornographic film.
There was a TV back here. This was covered up, the mikveh, and it was like a dungeon of like furniture.
But when it was men only on Wednesdays and Thursdays, we were allowed to smoke in here. It magically converted to the smoking room on Wednesday, Thursdays.
What we're about to speak about in a moment, the mikveh didn't exist as far as you knew.
As far as I know.
Would you say, Patty, that Toria's work is part of the reason you ended up buying this? Like,
100%. Yeah, I think Toria showed me how popular it could be, especially amongst women. Mm-hmm. And then neither of them are here right now, but Jesse Nigel and Brad Goran got in and started like ripping out carpet and like getting down to the surfaces, and look at what we found.
Before we talk about what a mikveh is, maybe how did you discover it?
We had heard there was maybe a chance that there was one still in the building.
Yeah.
Because it was built as a Jewish cultural center, and then the Meltzers in the late 20s converted it into sort of this traditional Russian bath house. And then there were rabbis that were like, no way is it here, it's destroyed if it ever was here. And then as soon as we ripped up the carpet, we saw that the floorboards were different. Mm-hmm. And if you go down into the basement, you can see the basin from below. You wouldn't have been able to know, now you can by putting it all together. Yeah. It was relatively intact. And we did, I immediately contacted our Jewish friends, rabbis, congregations that we know and trust. People came out and immediately confirmed, oh my gosh, it's a mikveh, the only one left in the city of Detroit that's relatively intact. And we're really hoping in 2020 that it'll be reactivated. We're pretty confident there's enough people. We're clearly Gentile, but there are some tribe out there that think they can bring it back to life.
To clarify, for people who don't know, what is a mikveh?
So a mikveh, from my understanding, is a Jewish ceremonial cleansing bath for women. They use it once a month, or before they got married. I think that we've had some guys being mikveh here in the cold plunge before they got married. I don't know that much about it, but when I saw it, it just spoke to how old this building is, how long this business has been going. This has been covered up for, for 60, 70 years,
Long time.
Well, yeah, for sure, almost 80 years. I mean, if you think about it, well,
I don't think it was used that much after this became a Schvitz. Maybe for 10 or 20 years.
I mean, the symbolism is huge, right? So you have this space that's sort of overrun by men. You have these this becomes sort of the room of debauchery with the smoking room.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up.
And then suddenly, as women are now reclaiming the space, and you're getting more women, you find this sort of women's sanctuary being uncovered, right?
So
how does that?
The
symbolism is so beautiful. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's almost like this building was just waiting for someone like Patty. It just I don't know what make things work or whatever. Just for us to come in and just do what we're doing now. Why wasn't it redone in the it was redone in the 90s or whatever by someone else, whatever, by divine intervention. And I do believe in this that
the timing is serendipitous too, though. With the Jewish community having sort of a renaissance in the city of Detroit and becoming way more active. And I think that there's a lot of people who grew up maybe around mikvahs, but didn't use them that much, or they had become taboo in certain denominations. And I think that there's a number of rabbis who see this as an opportunity to reach women who would otherwise not necessarily visit the mikvah. But now they're here, there's 100 of them for ladies brunch, and they might have the opportunity to engage and to learn about it, and for whether they're Jewish or not. So
the first thing they see, besides checking it at the front desk, they go straight to the ladies' locker room. And for someone who's never been here before, it's well, what's that?
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell that it's not a jacuzzi or anything like that, and there's the prayer that's next to it. It's just, it's and it's out in the open. I was against, I just had, these thoughts that someone's gonna fall into the lake. I was do not do this. You have to cover it up. But,
I insisted. Well, I felt it had been covered for so long, it deserved to breathe. And I felt the velvet rope would show people that there is something special about this. And I don't know.
And no one's fallen in.
No one's fallen in.
Yeah.
We don't think it'll take much to restore physically.
Yeah.
It's just more a matter of who are the organizations, the nonprofits, the congregations that want to step up and say, we'll provide the volunteers.
Yeah.
The Schvitz has no interest in making any type of money off of the mikvah. We're hoping that other people, specifically Jewish organizations, can use it for fundraising purposes.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a free will offering, but let it be a community space like the Schvitz.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, we're open for business.
Hey.
No, you guys are good.
Yeah.
It's time for me to get out.
Can you just speak to really quick the community here, the Sunday brunch, and how that's changed since 2007?
So we have regulars, that so 2016. Gosh, so when I got involved in 2017, I didn't know how this was gonna work. I didn't know how. It seemed like a big task, and just for people to just believe that, okay, this is a safe space, very body positive space. A lot of people ask about wearing bathing suits downstairs.
Yeah.
Most people don't. I would say 70% don't. The other 15% wear a top or bottom, mixed match, whatever. But it speaks to it doesn't matter what you do or where you come from, what your background is. It's the great equalizer. No one's judging you. No one cares. You get to just fully relax here with your sisters that you didn't know, or maybe this person lives down the street or whatever, and you get to know them by coming to the Schvitz. It's really awesome how this is developed. And
You have pop-up chefs, but you have tarot readers.
Exactly.
You have massage therapists. So it's a
Yes.
place not only where women can come and sauna, but they can actually just be immersed in sort of this moment of well-being.
Absolutely, and the services aren't that expensive, and it's just they can come in, and it puts you in a good mood just even thinking about it. Like when everyone leaves, everyone's like really happy and just like relaxed and glowing, and just like that's the best experience. And this place, I find it's very humble. We're just trying to be accessible to everyone. That's all we can ask for.